Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. This is your host, Debbie. Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. I'm your host, Debbie, and today we have some very special guests here in the studio with us. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Selena.
And I'm Jesus Rodriguez. I'm co-owner of Cultura Mia.
Same. Cultura Mia. Co-owner.
Wow! Yay! I'm so excited to have you guys in the studio today. So the first question I always ask is, what brought you to Waco? Or, are you a Waco native?
So me personally, I grew up in the outskirts of Waco, a small town.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised a small town kid. But Waco's been home for the past 16 years.
Wow, so you got to see a lot of development here in Waco.
I started when it was a lot different.
Very
than it is
different.
now.
Wow.
For sure. So, but yeah, Waco's been home for about a good amount of time, 13, 16 years.
Wow. And for you?
I grew up in Hillsboro, which is a very small town.
Yeah.
But
not too far away.
No, not too far away. But basically, I would come to Waco almost every other week.
Aww.
Because we loved Home Depot.
Same,
Home Depot
honestly.
was the spot. So every week we would come to Home Depot because my dad's like a plumber.
Oh, there you go.
So technically we would be over here every week. But I basically have lived in Waco for approximately 5 to 6 years.
Wow, that's fantastic. And now you guys are business owners and entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So tell me about your business.
So Cultura Mia, we're business owners for Cultura Mia. It's a Mexican restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little bit about it. It's very centered in the Mexican culture, so it's very rooted with that. It's a good platform to showcase the Mexican culture, the Mexican food, basically the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it's a really good platform just to showcase all of that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you guys have a wonderful location. So tell me about that. Tell me about your building and, of course, a beautiful artwork inside of it.
Yes. So basically, we're located on 123 North 12th Street, which is a huge white building. It has different suites in it. So it's not just our building in general. We share it with other artists and whatnot. But basically, it used to be the old funeral home. For people that don't know that, it used to be an
So
old
is it
funeral
haunted? No, I'm just kidding. That's another show.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay, okay,
Well,
okay.
At least I don't think so.
I will tell you that. I will tell you that when we close, like nobody leaves until. Like I leave. Like we leave together because I'm not gonna get stuck in there and find out if it's haunted or not.
Well, I've been there by myself, so I think we're
The
good.
truth comes out on the
I think
podcast.
we're
You heard it
good.
here first.
Yes, for sure. No, but for sure, in that building we do have a beautiful mural. It's done by Selena because we wanted just an artist to kind of have their touch in it as well and kind of visualize. We kind of visualize something like, to represent Mexico in a sense. So we have a beautiful mural that shows a beautiful woman. I don't know who it is, so it's not me.
Wait, it's not like a person.
It's not like a person.
You can't say like this is my great grandmother or something.
I just call her Esperanza.
Oh,
Esperanza, because it's beautiful. It just represents
Oh,
something
I love
big.
that.
But she's making homemade tortillas just like we do in our actual restaurant. We have a beer and all these like nice habanero tomato stuff on our mural. So that's a pretty nice touch to our building.
I absolutely love that. And so, interesting story. You guys actually used to be bombones. So tell me about the transition.
So it was very simple, but yet complicated. It has its ups and downs, So we were formerly known as bombones, Mexican cuisine.
It's like Prince, or like, what is it, like formerly known as, or?
Yeah.
Bombones.
Bombones. It's we can be pretty transparent about it now. There was a bar in an area not too far from us that had the same name, and I think each business, each concept has its own identity, and there's more of a sports bar, and I think there was a little bit of a confusion there. A lot of people were confusing us with a sports bar.
Interesting.
And I don't think that's kind of the image that we were trying to project to the community. So it's very important for us to kind of get out of that page, turn a new page, and start a new chapter, which is now Cultura Mia.
I love that.
Cultura Mia is a little bit more of who we are, what we're trying to give to the community, which is just showcasing our culture, through food, through events. We do some events throughout the year to kind of showcase the Mexican culture, kind of clarify some misinterpretations that people have of the Mexican culture. So I think Cultura Mia fits who we are.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a new chapter for us. We got away from the whole oh, yeah, that restaurant, that bar in Dallas, because it's a sports bar, it's a dive bar, you know, and it's not. I think everybody's kind of visited those kind of bars,
Yeah.
you know. But
You're like,
it's hard when you're trying to image yourself or
Yeah.
you're trying to brand yourself as something. I wouldn't say fine dining, but something
Yeah.
modern, classy. And then it's like, oh, boom, you're related to that person in Dallas.
Homemade.
No.
Homemade.
I got you.
So I think it was very important for us to kind of get out of that.
Yeah.
And we're excited for what's coming in the future. And we have a lot of cool things coming.
Yeah.
But the first step was to get out of that.
I love that. And Cultura Mia is my culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can say culture of mine. It sounds more prettier, I guess, in
Ooh,
a
I
sense.
love
Culture
that.
of mine. So, I mean, that's what we're trying to showcase as far as like our culture, having homemade like Mexican food. You can't really find like hamburgers or any like fried things as well as there.
Yeah.
It's, everything's homemade. So,
I
it
love
makes it
that.
beautiful.
And what is the mission behind your business?
The mission is really to kind of be that bridge of a cultural connection, you know, kind of work with the community and kind of give them that cultural connection, you know, through our food. Like I said, people walk in and they get that first bite and they're like, whoa, you know, for people that are used to that, it triggers that memory of their grandma cooking, their mom cooking. And I think that's a feeling that I can't explain when somebody tells you, hey man, you were able to reconnect us with, you know, a memory, a childhood memory, you know. So I think our vision is just being that bridge to a memory or a culture connection. If you haven't tasted real Mexican food, which I don't think everybody's tasted real Mexican food, whether you go to San Antonio or Dallas or Austin, where it's kind of settled in,
Yeah.
that authentic flavor you kind of know when it hits your palate.
I love that.
So just to be that cultural connection.
I love that. And of course, being food, what are some of your favorite dishes?
My favorite one to make is the huarache.
Ooh.
For sure. It's just because it's pretty and like the lettuce, the tomato, the Mexican cream that's drizzled on top. It makes it look even better than what it probably tastes. But I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. I could definitely say, like, if people don't know what a huarache is, I love to explain it. Huarache means sandal, translated. So it's basically like an oval shaped shoe in a sense. So that's what it's a thick corn masa that comes with it, bean spread. We have a variety of meats. So we put that meat, lettuce, tomato, Mexican cream. That's my favorite dish to make and probably eat.
Yes. And for you?
It's hard. There's a lot.
It's like choosing between your babies.
Hitters, you know, since we launched, a lot of people kind of have their favorites, but one of them that keeps coming back is obviously the costillas and chile verde. I think that's just a plate that, you know, it's very big. It's filling. It has about 5 to 6 pork ribs in there. Oof. It's got a savory tomato, garlic, herb, tomatillo sauce. Not spicy. It's
Just so you know, I have not had lunch yet, so this is making my mouth water.
Yeah, and it's just good. And then you pair it up with like a side of fresh corn tortillas or flour. Like that hits a spot every time. You know, so it even tastes better like cold the night. If you have something to go, you know, it's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. That's the thing about Mexican food too. When it's authentic and you cook it fresh, like when you eat it leftovers, it's like the flavors are so much stronger the second time around. So yeah, that would have to be for me, the costillas and chile verde.
Oh, well, I absolutely love that. We are just going to take a break for a moment, and then we'll be right back.
All right.
And now for a word from our sponsors.
Hi, this is Sarah,
And I'm Carter.
and this is Some of Our Thoughts.
We're two Southern sommeliers, and we want to share everything we love and know about wine. We started hanging out during quarantine and cooking and drinking and listening to music, and we just thought this would be a great way to bring everything we know to you guys.
We will make wine knowledge and food pairings easy and approachable. So put on your favorite vinyl, grab your favorite glass of wine, tune into our show, and let's have some fun.
Wine and
vinyl.
So check us out on roguemedianetwork.com or wherever you get your favorite podcast. We'll be talking about a lot.
911, what's your emergency?
Do you hear that? It's coming from the house.
It's coming from inside the house? Do you mean, could it be?
The poltergeist. New from Rogue Media. Two haunted hotties talking about haunted places. Every episode, we dive deep into the darkest places and give you a bit of history.
We're getting spooky in all the right places. You've gobbled your last ghoul. Follow along for the craziest and spookiest stories with Debbie's Dark Tourism. The Stanley Hotel,
Winchester House,
the Alamo,
Hotel Monte Vista,
and more spooky places. Find us at _Poltergals. POLTERGALS.
Look over your shoulder. It's us,
The Poltergals. Wherever you consume the podcast, you can find us there.
Welcome to One Star Rewind, a new podcast about those dreaded one-star reviews that every business owner hates to receive, but yet every customer loves to read. During this podcast, we will peel back that one-star review to better understand how it happened, when it happened, and what the business owner is doing after receiving that one-star review. This podcast will be about love, hate, and laughter. On One Star Rewind, we will meet with real business owners who will tell their stories and how they do rely on reviews for their business. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or download us at roguemedianetwork.com. Please subscribe, but only rate and review for not a one-star review. Join us each time for a new review and a new story.
And now, back to the episode. And we're back. So we were just talking about some of your favorite dishes, and I hear you guys have something exciting coming up that you're wanting to share with us today. Go ahead and share the news.
So we're opening a bar.
Woo!
So we're in the workings of that for sure. We already have it in a sense built, but now the painting, the granite top, and all this other, fun things that get added to it. We're shooting for at least beginning of March or somewhere in March, but how
That's what happens.
we'll see. We'll see. I will definitely say, as we announced Bombones, formerly known, like over a year and a half, and honestly, we did not open until a few months ago. So I can never say, I can't say like, oh, I expect it on this
by
day,
this date.
but we're definitely shooting for it, and it's looking like the beginning of March. So.
Yay.
I think the biggest thing behind that launch is kind of still the same thing, tying a bar. So we want to give a bar and giving an experience where it's kind of just still modern. We don't want to become like a bar, like a lot of places have a bar and you go out and party, there's noises and everything. It's more of like a classier,
I love that.
more comfort area. Where you can enjoy food. Most of our signature drinks that we create in-house, there's a lot of cool ones coming up. Those will be made from scratch.
I love that.
Obviously we'll bring in some syrups and stuff because I think it's hard to have a bar without syrups.
Got
So
you.
we'll bring them in, but majority of it, I don't want to say is going to be from scratch, just like our food.
Wow.
So flavor profile is going to be different. There's really cool drinks coming up. So I think once people get word of it and they get some taste of it, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, and speaking of your
Excited.
drinks, you guys already have an amazing selection of agua frescas that I am obsessed with. The cucumber
Lemonade.
Good.
Top.
I love it.
Top.
It's my top one.
Like, it's
So if you can make that alcohol, I'll buy it in a heartbeat.
I'll give you a sneak peek. I think
Sneak peek.
Selena's working on one. It's a guayaba.
A guayaba margarita. That one, I'm very excited with that one. Just because every once in a while we also have a guayaba, which is guava, agua fresca. And that's one of it's amazing. It's good, especially when it's all fresh and everything. So I'm definitely working on a margarita for that one.
Yay!
So that one's gonna be really good. And then I guess your cucumber lemonade. I will have one based around that, or just a specific drink that goes around with that.
Perfect.
Selena's she's the head of the bar area. That's kind of her area.
So your food, she's drinks.
Yeah, it works out. It works out. She's been in the industry, in the bar industry, a lot longer than I have. I'm a very simple guy.
Yeah.
Give me a beer and maybe a whiskey every once in a while, and That's it. But you put a margarita in front of them, I can't tell you the difference between that and something else, you know. So she's doing a very good job of kind of creating a menu and fixing all that stuff up.
Yeah,
It should
and
be.
you've been in Waco for a really long time, so you've kind of got to see like that evolution here.
Yeah.
And then with you coming in, you know, you find getting that fresh perspective and getting those fresh new drinks and stuff in as well. So I understand the dynamic.
It kind of works. It works out.
It
You know,
does.
it's a little bit of old school, and she's kind of staying up in the in the bar scene and the younger people, and it works out. It works out. You know, Waco is continuously growing. You know, so I'm kind of one of those people that you have to stay a little tied to the old school, but you have to be open to modernization and what's going on and move along with the trends. You know.
I love that as well. And I mean, also just your story of rebranding and continuing your goals as an entrepreneur and being able to adapt to that change. I feel like a lot of people can really hone in on that message and understand that message as well. Just trying to make it your own, especially here in Waco when we are so close to Austin and Dallas.
Yeah, it's not easy. I think
I was nervous.
when we started as business owners, you know, it was hard. Even nobody really tells you, nobody sets you up for like that first year. You know, we're still in that first year.
Yeah.
You know, so it's scary as I wouldn't say we're old. I think we're still young. You know,
She's like, I didn't say that.
as two young entrepreneurs, you know, it's scary.
Yeah.
You know, but the plans don't stop here. There's other plans for other concepts and stuff like that. But my best advice for anybody thinking about launching, I think Waco is becoming a local business city.
Yeah.
You know, there's just so much local business, and the thing about Waco, it's continuously growing, but like people go to those places, you know, and chains are still there, and big companies are still there, and they'll still get packed. But I mean, I think small businesses put so much more love into what they do.
Yeah.
And
Waco's expanding slowly.
it changes the
surely.
quality of everything.
Yeah, I love that. And what is something you would like to see more of in Waco?
Me personally, more of like fun stuff to do.
Yeah.
You know, like I know we got a main event recently. A while back, you
Very
know,
glad about that.
Top
nice.
Golf, like
Top
all that
Golf.
stuff, like that. I think is cool. I think that gives Wacoans or people that come into Waco, because you usually had to go out of the city to have access to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I know we're getting Rifle Black Coffee. I think that's what it's
Yes, I
called.
saw that. I'm
You
so
know,
excited.
So it's just, to me, I think it's not necessarily I would want to see anything else. I think it's working its way. Waco's working its own pace. You know, and we're getting all these cool things.
Yeah.
Like, I was so excited when we got that stuff. You know, it's kind of like you get bummed out when Mr. Gaddy's shut down like a long time ago, because that was like the only fun
know.
thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, and
I just want a place to go do go-karts. I need
too.
someone to
Yeah,
come
that
do
too.
go-karts.
so
That's,
stuff like
go-karts.
that.
that's what I want here in
Something like
Waco.
Stuff like that. I know, like, I feel like one thing, me personally, I like to go listen to music in clubs. I think
Yes.
Waco needs like a nice club,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where you can go and just
It would be
Listen to
nice
music,
one
fun.
that has different, different
Yeah.
rooms.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Mm,
knows?
fancy.
Who knows?
Maybe
think-
coming soon. No.
I'll join you on that one. No, but Waco's cool. Waco's growing, and I think food diversity. I think it's awesome. I think there's so much diversity in food.
Yeah.
You know, there's really cool places to check out. But for me, I think I need to see more fun activities.
I love that. And for you?
I mean, I think the same thing.
I
Like,
love that.
Like something with, I mean, I don't know if we have a batting cage, but like batting cage type things.
I don't
like,
think we do.
something where
Maybe
we can
one,
go
I
like
don't know.
to like, a cute date night type
Yeah.
thing, but with fun activities. So I mean, like, I know like Waco Axe is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like the
Love
Rage
those
Room.
guys.
Oh,
Shout
so
out
Rage-
Thomas
yeah,
and
shout out
Christy.
to
We
those
love you guys.
Yes.
Rage Room, we love you guys.
Yeah,
Rage
I went,
Room,
I
like
went
those
to
things.
Rage Room
Mm-hmm.
a while back.
So good.
Did not expect to come out. The
Did
way
you
that
feel
I did.
better? It was
Yes,
catharsis.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like I walked in there, I was like, I can't take this seriously. I was like, let's go check this out. And we went. You'd be surprised, like banging on glass and breaking bottles and doing all this stuff. Like I walked out so relieved. Like I walked out like there was like 200 pounds of pressure off of me. I was like, this is weird. Like,
Yeah.
I was so
So
totally
thank you,
doing it
Rage
again.
Room.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you, Rage
No,
Room.
Helping
things like
business
that.
owners one broken bottle at a time.
Yes, we love.
It's
those
also
type of
nice when it's
things.
not your bottle or your glass is
Exactly.
breaking,
I
right?
think that's what it is. That's the cherry on top.
Yeah, well, I absolutely love that. It sounds like you guys have really been involved in the community and really just trying to find your niche and getting involved. Has there been anybody that's helped you along this journey that you might want to shout out or anything like that?
It's a handful. There's a lot of people. Waco has. That's another thing about Waco that has a lot of help. There's a lot of resources out there for business owners the first time. it's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of members of the Waco Chamber, like a lot of people that reached out.
For sure, the Waco Chamber. I mean, before we were even open, we were kind of involved in like a giveaway with Lalo, the owner
love
of
them.
Lalo's La Azteca, you
Yes.
know. So, I mean, for the, shout out to him, honestly, because, I mean, it was one of those things where we just kind of got on a giveaway. We weren't open just yet. So it was really nice to have, I guess, that time of like exposure and help from him as well.
Aw.
So, I mean, I don't want to forget anybody. That's what I want to name
No,
it
I know. Everybody always says that. They're like, I don't want to forget anybody.
I want to shout out to Anna, our contractor right now.
Currently.
If you're listening, like you're doing an amazing job at throwing up this bar in such a short time. You know, we put so much pressure on her. Yeah. We put so much pressure on her, you know, like, hey, let's get this set up because we got to launch this. So she's doing an amazing job. It's been like, she's knocked at this bar
within a month or so, like a month of like just the planning and then
stuff.
going it up.
So it's up right now. It's painting. So shout out to Anna.
Wow.
For real. She's done an amazing job.
Well, I absolutely love that. That's fantastic. Well, thank you guys for coming on. Of course, we need all of your social medias. Plug yourselves. Give us all the things. Tell us where you are. All the things.
All right. So we're located on 123 North 12th Street. I always say it's a white building because sometimes it's a little hard to kind of find. So it's a white building. It has Cultura Mia right on top of the building. Our Instagram is Cultura Mia Waco. So definitely follow us there, and as well as our Facebook page.
All right, perfect.
Oh, sorry. I apologize.
And the website.
The website, culturamiawaco.com.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for coming
Thank you so
on.
much for having us.
I know you already gave a little advice section, but is there any advice you would like to give to any entrepreneurs wanting starting, or specifically POC business owners wanting to start their own businesses here in Waco?
Yeah. Go ahead and do it. Start it.
Do it.
Start it. And don't overthink it so much.
Yeah.
Stuff will come, and you'll get all the answers as it comes. You know, sometimes you don't know answers, but I promise you that with all that little knowledge or a lot of knowledge, you'll get that experience with time, and all the answers will come, and you'll figure it out, and you'll start working like this, and you'll become very good at it. So go ahead and do it.
We definitely everything we learned on the way. So I can't say that we absolutely knew from firsthand, hey, you do this, and that's how you got it. No, we learned on the way.
We're talking about
as far
permits, as licensing, any of that stuff. Like, we didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
We just knew we wanted to open this vision. We had a vision. We wanted to open it up. But we learned all that stuff on the way.
Going on the way.
So just do it.
I love that message. Well, thank you again for joining us. I appreciate your time. Is there anything else you want to share with our listeners today?
No.
Come eat.
Come eat.
Yeah, I
Come
will
take some
say that.
fresh food.
Yeah, the stuff, the surprises continue to happen. The bar is launching. That's the second phase. And I will say that we'll have a Mexican brunch here pretty soon.
Whoop, whoop.
You know, so Sundays we're closed, but eventually we're going to open for brunch.
Ooh,
We'll
you heard it here
have,
first.
Yes,
Mexican
honestly.
brunch. This will be righteous for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys again.
Thank
you so much.
Find us everywhere on all social media platforms, KNOW_Waco. Check us out at roguemedianetwork.com, and we're on YouTube under Rogue Media Network. Check out nowaco.com.